Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with some more Critical Role content. We just watched Travis Willingham's Spooktacular, which was pretty interesting. He had to run through a haunted house because of a Kickstarter campaign type thing. Either way, I don't know what the heck that is. This is the first image that came up when I typed in this one. We're about to watch Matt Mercer, Rules Lawyer Legend. Now, when I typed that in, this is the image that came up. I don't know what that is, and I don't even know if it makes sense to you guys, but it definitely doesn't make sense to me. I just see THACO. What is that? Is that an acronym for something? Or is that Tahako? It either has something to do with what is about to happen in the video, or I got an image that has just the weirdest word ever in front of it. It is a very good chance that this makes absolutely no sense. That's how I roll, guys. I just take an image off of what you guys tell me, and I go with it. And you guys could literally give me keywords that would make absolutely no sense. And if I find an image, I'm going to react to something. Something's coming out. But usually I do a little research. Usually I go through and I see if a couple of you mention it before I dig a little deeper. The one with the Spooktacular, I got to say, from Mr. Jim Porkerl from Jersey, that was the only one I think I saw about Travis Willingham's Spooktacular. This one was also the only one I saw. At least, I feel like I went through a good amount of the comments, probably all of them at some point. And this one was recommended by Music Under My Breath. I don't know what it is. I try to look for unique things too. It's like I go on both sides of the spectrum. I either look for something that none of you except one person puts, or all of you put, because I'm like, I like a little bit of variety. I like something that's like super mainstream, like everyone's heard of. Then I also like something obscure. Somebody says, hey, I don't know if you're into this, but go check out this little ditty. And then you go check out that little ditty, and it just so happens I like the ditty. Just like Spooktacular. I'm a major fan of horror. Even though it wasn't like scaring the shit out of me or anything like that, it was horror themed. I like the costumes. I dig when people dress up, stuff like that. This is like that kind of group. And Marisha and crew, Sam, it looks like Marisha and Sam have the most fun with this kind of stuff. I'm sure they all do. I feel like Laura has more fun with the voices. I'm just winging it off of what I feel, just off of what I already know about these people. I feel like she's more of a voice person like Matt, even though Matt's all about the dress up kind of thing too, and like the whole, effects. But I don't know. I just feel like Sam and Marisha are more like the costume people. We're jumping into this. We'll talk more after because I don't know what it even is. So I don't even know what to talk about. This dude I've never seen before. Looks like it's a talk show or something. I like to try to guess when I do things like this. The only thing I can think of, Rules Lawyer Legend. So maybe this dude is gonna test him or maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're maybe this guy's like a super Dungeons and Dragons master too. Maybe they're going to go head to head. Maybe he's like his competitor. Either that or he's like a game show host or a talk show host. That's my guesses. We're jumping in. You guys want to see more of what I do, full on edited reactions, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives only on Patreon. The link is at the end. If not, here we go. This is Matt Mercer, Rules Lawyer Legend.
This is a game called Rules Lawyer.
A game, okay. My God, it jumped right in. There was no intro.
There's one thing nerds love, it's rules. And no one loves rules more than Rules Lawyer. I'm about to show you a single round of combat in a game of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It's littered with mistakes and falsehoods and rules violations. Assume that we have not left out critical information, such as if a character is multi-class, or if an unmentioned magic item would provide a given ability. Also, a single action that breaks 4 different rules for our purposes counts as 4 different mistakes. We're going to run through this round of combat. I want you to identify as many mistakes as you can. Whoever can identify and name the most will get the point.
Oh my God, I'm loving it.
All right, first panel here.
Love it.
Abratha, the Goliath fighter, Una, the halfling rogue, Calliope, the elven wizard, and Omric, the dwarven cleric, face off against the Pit Fiend and the Demi-Lich. Abratha runs at the Pit Fiend, using her dodge reaction to avoid the devil's attack of opportunity before sinking her silvered axe into the Pit Fiend's chest. The Pit Fiend rolls initiative, casting Hold Monster on Abratha, binding her in place before making its bite, claw, mace, and tail attacks on Omeric. Omeric calls on the power of Groomsh One-Eye, god of the Forge, using a second-level spell slot to cast Fireball, destroying the Pit Fiend. Calliope uses Benign Transposition to cast invisibility on Una before drinking a potion of healing. The Demi-Lich uses its Howl attack on Una, missing due to her invisibility. It then casts Vile Curse with a legendary action, and Una fails her Charisma save. It uses a final legendary action to fly 30 feet straight up. Una uses her jump skill, rolling a nat 30, clearing the 30 feet to the Demi-Lich, and sneak attacks it. On her bonus action, she turns undead, utterly destroying the Demi-Lich, thus concluding this round of action. Now, there were a lot of mistakes in there. Matt, how many errors do you think you've spotted?
20.
All right.
Ooh,
Amy.
16.
16. Murph, how many do you have?
16.
All right. Matt, tell me what you've spotted that's wrong.
So first panels, I didn't see too much wrong with the art. However, a Demi-Lich classically is just a skull.
That's correct. A
It's not a
Demi-Lich
full-
is just a skull. This is a regular Lich.
Yes. Next panel, when you run towards something, you cannot use a reaction. Something has to trigger a reaction.
That's correct.
Plus, the devil does not get an attack of opportunity by running towards it. Only by leaving melee combat with it does it get an attack of opportunity. And Silvered Axe, as it is not a magical weapon, will actually not affect a Pit Fiend. I believe it is immune to all non-magical weapons. He's good.
I don't have that one on my card, but Brendan is giving me a thumbs up. Was that on my card?
No, Matt found something that even the question didn't account for.
Oh my god.
All right, next panel. The Pit Fiend rolling initiative now doesn't make sense since combat's already initiated. Next panel. Grimosh One-Eye is not the god of the Forge.
That's correct. That's the god. It's not the god of the Forge.
And then proceeding to use a second level spell slot to cast Fireball. Fireball is a third level spell. And also is not a cleric spell.
That is also correct.
And also Pit Fiends are immune to fire.
That
so
is
Fireball will
also
have no
correct.
effect.
I'm just happy with myself that I'm getting some of these. I'm like, oh, yeah.
She said
I'm a
16.
young grasshopper, but I'm willing to learn.
You cannot
She
cast
looks
ability and drink
familiar.
a potion in the same round. They're both technically actions. Next one, the Howl attack should still hit the rogue even if she's invisible.
Yes, that's correct.
Then Vile Curse as a legendary action. You can only use legendary actions at the end of players' turns. And I do not believe Vile Curse has a charisma saving throw to resist. Probably Constitution.
It is a wisdom saving
Or wisdom
throw.
saving throw. Okay.
Oh,
Next panel,
you
jump
suck,
skill
Matt.
Is not a skill.
Shouldn't
Nat
even
30
have
is
done
not
it.
possible. You would not be able to sneak attack the Lich.
That is correct.
And not only does the rogue not have turn undead as a capability, but it's an action, not a bonus action, and is incapable of destroying the Lich because it's too high level.
All three of those things are correct. I have 18 correct corrections there from Mr. Matt Mercer.
I am
18, he
so
said he had 20. What,
feel like
he had
we all learned
18
something
plus
today.
2?
There's something very satisfying about watching someone just be very good at something.
Oh
I mean,
my god.
congratulations. Can he
Like
get,
he
like,
did it
5 points?
immediately.
As always, you
It
get
wasn't even
1
like he
point.
studied it.
Seems unfair that
It
I
wasn't
got
even
0
like
points
he's like
for my
that would have
Star
probably took
Wars
people
answer.
study hours.
Like, he's not a droid.
I was like, he's not a droid?
Look, this is the cruel mistress of this game. Is that
Exactly.
all
Do we do
challenges
more
are worth 1
rounds?
point. it doesn't matter how well you know it. It's like you forced your way through, 1 point.
My god, guys, by the time he dissected every panel, the clip was over. I thought it was going to be like a whole game show going on, but I guess it was maybe 1 round. Clearly it was an entire game. What does THACO stand for? Was that the round they played? THACO. I'm trying to think of how it related to something. I'm willing to guess that this is either something I completely missed or it's unrelated to the clip I watched. Maybe it had something to do with the earlier or later rounds of whatever I just watched. They said it was the rules lawyer. So maybe they don't just do Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe they do all sorts of things. I'm not really clear where this was or where this came from. All I did was just get linked to the clip that I was told to watch, and this was it. And I thought it was great. The girl next to him that was sitting in the middle, she looked very familiar as well. And honestly, if she got 16, she wasn't too far off. They themselves, as the show writers, said they only had 18. Matt said he had 20. They said there was one he got that they didn't. At some point, did he get another one they didn't get? Because Matt said he had at least 20 or something like that. And they said 18 is the total, and he got all 18. He must have found 2 they didn't find. And that was like immediately. I bet you if he sat down for like 5-10 minutes, I bet you he could come up with like 1 or 2 more because it's all in the details. And that's what he was saying. I was trying to follow everything and I can't even understand the things he's saying as he's saying them half the time. But he did say things that I was following, like you can't use 2 spells in the same action or something like that because it's the same type of thing. Like you can't do the same action twice in a turn. So she couldn't hit the girl and do whatever she did when she turned her invisible or something and drink a healing potion. And then he was saying things like you can't sneak up on the Lich because I guess that's something you just can't do. Something with the silver axe. I'm not going to repeat them all, but I was trying to follow along, and I feel like I got at least half of it. I feel like I understood at least half based on my basic knowledge of everything. But the fact that he could pinpoint it and figure it all out that quick, and honestly, even knowing what he said and trying to get an understanding of it, I still probably wouldn't be able to figure all that out if you showed me, because I feel like there's probably so many different aspects and specific details involving every race and character and class and everything else. So like, you show me another image, I'm going to have to learn all about it. Somebody even said in the comments, I think they're pronounced basilisks, but they've been in role-playing games for all eternity, since the beginning of time, since I've started playing them. And they were saying, like, if you didn't know them, you wouldn't know that they would turn you to stone, kind of thing. So it's something like that. And I probably butchered the name, but I always called them basilisks. I think that's right. Either way, I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm kind of curious what the rest of it is, but I'm assuming this was the impressive part, the part where he probably shined the most, and that was the point of it all, hence why it's Matt Mercer. I mean, the rest is probably something I could watch on my own. We'll see. I'm going to jump into another one, guys. Next, I'm going to be reacting to the making of Your Turn to Roll. And I know a lot of you have been waiting for that one. That's why I was saying I'd mix it up a little. I figured I'd do two unique ones that not a lot of people talked about, and then I'd jump into the Big Daddy. This is the one that most of the people have requested, so I'll jump into that next. You guys want to see more of what I do, full-on edited reactions, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing on YouTube, and hundreds of exclusives you'll only see on Patreon. The link's in front of me. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!